Okay guys, it is the Artsy Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and maybe a little bit of food, and let's do this. Alright then guys, and again, you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin, come on. Oh yes, going on my SPYRO coaster there, and very fitting for today's theme, you'll find out in a minute. And yes guys, okay, okay. Right, I cleaned it. Oh my god, what a great start. And yes, guys, if you are new here today and you are into retrospectives, complete unboxed experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are definitely in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you are enjoying the Artsy Gamer mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then yes, just pop on your notification bell, held by tails there. Well guys, as I was saying, my SPYRO coaster is very fitting for today because we are going to be doing a complete and boxed experience of SPYRO the Dragon here. Enter the Dragonfly. Yes, now this was one of my Christmas pickups. Not necessarily a new game for me. Actually, it was a swap out. I did have a horrible Platinums edition of this one, but I was very successful and managed to find a true original without any of those horrible grey borders here. And I believe, yes, I picked this up on one of my recent CEX visits over to Birmingham. And I saw this and I was like, perfect, okay, I'll pick it up. It looked really, I was about to say really, top notch. Gosh, I'm losing my words already, guys. And yeah, you know, really lovely copy here, actually. There will be a little bit of information I'm just going to give you down here, actually. I was a little bit unaware of a little bit of a ripple, I would say, at the bottom here, which is a little bit unfortunate. But nevertheless, yes, we have a wonderful copy here. And of course, we are going to do a complete unbox experience of this today. And yes, we are going to be doing the front. We're going to be looking at the back. We're going to be looking at the disc. And of course, a wonderful manual that is presented in this lovely box here. So yes, here we go. We will take a quick sip of black coffee again. Hopefully I won't spill it. Join me, guys, for the ride for today. Let's go. All right, baby. Now, just briefly before we begin, like I literally just said before I was starting to stumble, there is a little bit of rippling here, a ripple effect along the plastic casing here. Very unfortunate. It was only until just this morning when I started to peel off the horrible CEX stickers to present to you guys that I believe what has happened, there's been multiple probably CEX stickers where this is located on this box, and obviously maybe multiple buyers here and I guess resellers have gone and done the whole taking off the sticker, and as they've been peeling it off, they've been rippling some of the plastic there. How unfortunate. I am a little bit annoyed. I don't think it's damaged any of the artwork. I think it is just the plastic there. But we'll get there when we get there, actually. I might even take out the whole thing for you guys just to have a bit of a closer look. But that is something to be aware about. Then you may not be able to see what is behind that sticker, that initial sticker. So yeah, just be careful when you are going to CEX. Maybe just run your finger along some of the stickers, and if you can feel maybe a bit of a ripple, then maybe avoid that if you want to get like that pristine copy. Yes, you can just see it in the light there. Yeah, there we go. So that was unfortunate, but however, yes, we will start to have a look at the beautiful artwork that is used in this copy here. So wow, oh wow, look how awesome SPYRO is here. Looking down that camera, yet looking up at the gamer going, okay, yes, this is a game for you if you're into action platforming, collectibles, spinning of the tails and taking out people and dragons and anything that might come in your way. Yes, let's go. And I think that absolutely hits like no tomorrow. That is really, really cool. They don't even need the rest of Spyro's body there. They just need his face to let it do all the talking. And I tell you what, they have done that so well there. Really cool. You can even see some of the smoke effects coming from Spyro's nose there. That's how hard they've gone in here. Really awesome. And in fact, there isn't anything much else behind Spyro here. He's actually just kind of like peering round. I know what it could be. Maybe some sort of castle wall. Maybe some sort of cave that he's got to go and explore. Yeah, he's just kind of giving it there, breathing down his nose, and he's like, come on, are you ready for the venture? I think you are. Let's go. And that is all they need, really. And it is actually surprising how much that can really capture the gamer. Like I said, there's nothing else behind Spyro here. It is actually just a purple backdrop. And it's, I'm probably just saying this now, and you're actually realizing, oh yeah, it is actually just a purple backdrop. There's nothing going on behind there. There's no levels, there's no grass, there's no castles, or what you would typically expect for a Spyro game. But no, they have just kept it straight to Spyro himself. And I think that really works. And I tell you what, the colours that are used for Spyro, that purple and yellow, really, really work. I believe they are complementary colours, actually. So again, just the colours of Spyro really, really work. And again, it is something that would, I would say, catch the gamer's eye if they are all lined up here. Yellow is a massive, massive colour for that. And again, Spyro, his wings, his lovely horns there are yellow. So instantly, you're like, whoa, okay, and then your eyes are drawn in a little bit further there, and oh, wow, okay, Spyro, whoa, okay, look how hardcore they've gone in there with him just like looking around, and then boom, yep, Spyro logo. And if you are familiar with the franchise, you are definitely going to go and pick that up and go, okay, hello, let's go. So yeah, I think they have done so well in all regards with this box art, yeah. I mean, okay, yes, it would have been cool if there was a little bit of a backdrop there. Maybe, yeah, like I said, some iconic levels that you would see in Spyro. But you know what? I don't think they need it. Yes, it might have been cool, but I think it works. Maybe it would have been a little bit too busy, actually. Maybe it would have drawn the eye away a little bit, as it is, may have been a little bit too busy if they did work some, I don't know, scenes into the backdrop there. But yeah, I love it. I think it hits. And, would you agree? Would you agree? I think actually, yeah, for me, this could be actually one of the best box arts I've seen for Spyro, actually.
Yeah, for me, this could be actually one of the best box arts I've seen for Spyro, actually.
I think they have really done well here, and I like how they have really gone to town with the actual, I would say, character model that you would see in the game. Yes, this is, I would say, a little bit of a CGI interpretation, but it kind of gives you that feel of, okay, yeah, this is the character that we will be playing. It's a very similar character model here. So yeah, really, really wonderful. I absolutely dig this. Really cool. Then again, I am a bit of a sucker for purple. I do like a purple. If you've seen a lot of my TikToks, yes, a lot of my writing is displayed in purple. I do like that color. It really pops, but it works so well with the yellow there. But yeah, there we go. I am really happy with how they have presented this box art here. And of course, then you've got the usual, you've got your PlayStation 2 logo, nice and thick. I say nice very flippantly. And then we've got the nice Spyro logo there, which is cool. I like that. In fact, I do actually really dig how they have gone for a bit of I would say, an oriental feel there with those, I would say, Chinese, Japanesey. Would you agree? Dragons there, which I think really work, actually. And then it goes, enter the dragonfly. So that's really cool. But yeah, I think they've done really well with this. And I would say, and again, maybe controversial, but I would say actually this is probably one of the better box arts I've seen for Spyro. Really wonderful.
Again, maybe controversial, but I would say actually this is probably one of the better box arts I've seen for Spyro. Really wonderful.
Okay, come on then, guys. Let's give the artsy game a flip, and of course we will take a look on the back here. before I lose my words. So we'll take another sip. Come on, guys. You know how it works. Beautiful. All right then, okay, and exploring the back of this box now. Okay, yes, and well done again. This is a bit of me. So we have got a bit of a backdrop here with some, I would say, iconic scenes that you would see in Spyro, that grassy, I would say fairy tale style levels that you get in Spyro, which I think work really well. And of course, then you've got the screenshots just resting on that, which I think really works. And again, I love it when games do this, not just the screenshots, but we do have a few little character models there to just display some of the lovely boxes that are prevalent here. So yeah, we have got Spyro there. I guess just looking up at all of his awesome gameplay, would you say? They've done that really well there. Lovely character model, actually. Come on. That is actually really badass. You know what? I would actually love to draw that style of Spyro there. That is fantastic. Actually, it's not until I've just actually really noticed that now where I'm thinking, okay, how beautiful is that? Just come on. Yeah, really nice. Just looking out into the distance. I like how it's not looking down at the camera now. You know, we've had a bit of this with the front box art. Let's mix it up. He's now just looking straight out into the distance, I guess, to see what he's going to challenge. And, well, I was about to say challenge. Yeah, I guess, yeah. To see what he's going to challenge next. Yeah, well, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I guess, to see what he's going to challenge next. Yeah, we'll go with that.
And look, here we go. Whoa, look at this one here with his bow and arrow ready to shoot. Fantastic. I love that. Really rocks. And then, yes, subtle purple into a nice blue. That's just the backdrop there. And then, yeah, to represent some lovely screenshots. And yes, these are nice and big. I do like these. I would say maybe the imagery is a little bit distorted. It's not that crisp, unfortunately, but nevertheless they are there, and I believe does give a good idea and representation of the gameplay. You know, we've got him breathing out some smoke effects here, which I think is cool. Is that a key mechanic? Yeah, here we go. Spyro's breathing more than fire. All right then, okay, so yes, Spyro's got a lot more to play for here. He's not just breathing out fire, but he's breathing out bubbles or smoke, I guess, to challenge other enemies, different styles of enemies. Maybe his different breaths have to target different enemies to get past them. So that's pretty cool. I like that there. Here we go. We've got a vendor. Are we going to be having to trade in our gems to get different collectibles or to upskill ourselves? So that's really cool. I like that there. And I'm saying it as I've never played before because, gosh, guys, yes, a little bit of a disclaimer. Again, this is another game, guys, that I've only really dabbled with, unfortunately. So when I go and play this on TikTok, man, this will be really much my first time, but we'll get to that when we get to the disc, of course. But yeah, that's really awesome there. I do like that. I guess a little bit of mystery here. I like how they have presented Spyro there. Just looking around, where am I having to go next? Am I needing to go over there? Am I needing to hold back a little bit? So yes, I guess this is identifying a bit of exploration, which is nice. And of course, yes, absolutely. It does say stunning and beautiful levels. So yes, you will have a chance to just kind of sit back, relax, and have a look at the beautiful, I would say, imagery and colors that are used in Spyro. So yeah, that's really wonderful there, actually. And I like how they have said that, you know, have a look at this hardcore scenery that we've put into this game. So yeah, that's really cool. Okay, and then yes, we've got some okay, planets and UFOs. All right, okay, so yeah, is this a boss fight here? Obviously, all getting a bit mad and chaotic, which is great. Very representative of Spyro, isn't it? So yeah, that's really cool. A lot of fighting, I would assume, here, which is, again, great. You want to see that as a gamer. So that's really lovely. Yeah, nice and big. I think that's really, really cool. And again, something that I would say, yes, would get that gamer to grab it off the shelves, turn it around and go, okay, yeah, let's go. So very happy with that. And very big as well. And that's what you want to see. Big, old, juicy screenshots. None of this annoying text. So yeah, there we go. And I think it was actually just in my previous video where I was saying, it's great how games of the day did that, because now as we're getting those horrible PlayStation 5 copies that don't really offer too much, it's great that we can still kind of relive these memories where that was what boxes had to do, wasn't it? They had to really go to town to show you what is in this game, what are you going to be doing. Look at the beautiful scenery, look at the attacks that you can make, look at the exploration. Yeah, and I believe they've done that really well there. Yeah. Okay, good work, Spyro. Right then, well, of course we will turn it around and we'll have another sip of coffee. Join me, guys. Come on, and we'll give it the artsy game a pop and all that jazz. Okay, fantastic. So here we go. We'll give it the artsy game up. Pop. Yeah, nice. And yes, here we go. So none of that silver platinum disc. Of course, we now have a beautiful complete copy here. So yes, of course, we'll take a look at the disc and then the manual. So yeah, here we go. Wow, wow, wow. I am quite impressed with this. So we will get it out and have a little look and get it closer to the camera for you guys. So here we go. Oh, yes. Now, wow. Okay. I actually really like this. So they have used the same character model from the front there, but they have now got the full body or near enough, which I think is absolutely spectacular. Yeah, look at that. That is really, really cool. So you can kind of see where we're coming from now. Yes, Spyro is in that hardcore stance. He's not taking any messing. Normally Spyro is that, quirky, happy chappy, isn't he? But no, he's quite dark. He's quite menacing in the art that is used here and on the front. So what is that telling the gamer here? Is it saying, is he on a bit of a revenge story? Is he meaning business? Is he going to go hardcore now and just start to cause chaos here? He does seem to be on a bit of a mission rather than just kind of like a cutesy, like, okay, let's just have a little bit of fun in this glorious kingdom and maybe just collect a few gems and maybe just jump on a few boxes here and there. In this game, are we actually going hard? It looks it by what I'm seeing here, but again, that's what I like doing with this channel, guys. I'm picking up some games that I've maybe only dabbled with, haven't done it to completion. What is the box art telling me? What is the disc art telling me as I interpret this, and then when I go and play it, when I hopefully go and play it to completion, I will go back again and go, oh my gosh, he was on a revenge story, or actually no, he wasn't. They were just using this, I guess, to just have a really cool image on the disc. So yeah, there we go. But I think that really, really rocks. I think that really works. Yes, maybe I would have preferred to maybe have had like maybe a bit of a green backdrop. Yes, maybe one of the first levels that you would see, and then Spyro actually in the full color of purple rather than just having a saturated purple here. They could have worked that a little bit better, I believe, but nevertheless, I like it. It's not actually a straight copy and paste either, which is always good. That's what I like to see. And they have just popped the Spyro logo just to one side there to allow the main character himself to pop through a little bit more, which I love. And again, we've got the iconic PlayStation 2 logo there, a few subtle advertisements, and some of the studios that have helped make the game. So yeah, very happy with that. I do like how they've done it, and of course we will give it the artsy game a flip. So yes, here we go. Ooh, and quite a shiny one as well. So yes, all you down the camera there. Yes, if you are liking what you are seeing here today and enjoying my absolute mess of words, then yes, you're definitely in the right place here. So would you consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already? And honestly, guys, if you do, that will really help out a ton. And thank you to all those that do. All right, then, okay, here we go. Popping this back in here. Ooh, okay, and yes, guys, of course, we're going to take a look at the manual. But before we begin, Again, just a brief disclaimer. So still focusing on the disc here. Yes, I have not really played much of Spyro, unfortunately. I'll tell you what though, I have some very fond memories of playing the trilogy. You know, that trilogy that's come out on PlayStation 4, I believe, and then you can play it on modern consoles as well. But let me just take a sip of coffee, guys. I'm holding this one. I want a sip. Come on. Mm. Um, so this is actually, I would say, some quite recent nostalgia for me, really recent nostalgia. And I was at uni. And again, still very big on gaming. I loved gaming, even when I was going through quite a busy phase of my life. You know, university, it is very, very hardcore. You don't have too much time for yourself. But every so often, if I completed an exam or an essay or whatever, I would actually spend a little bit of time to myself and game, and that was very rare back in the day. It really was rare, but when I did, I loved it. And I picked up Spyro the Trilogy edition, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to give this a go now. 20 years later, I'm a bit late to the party, but I'm going to give this a go. And I absolutely had a blast playing Spyro. I believe it was the first game that is presented in the trilogy. Yeah, you got 1, 2, and 3. Forgive me, I can't remember the exact game. I mean, it may have even been this one. I don't think it was, but anyway. And oh wow, what a game, what an experience. I loved it. I loved kind of like, moving around in the hub world to go to your next kind of like mini little game. I loved that. That was really cool. I loved collecting all the gems, the treasure boxes. The art style was beautiful, actually. I really loved, I would say, the shell shaded effect they used there. Sometimes I do use that quite flippantly, but they were quite block colors, which I liked. And the exploration was wonderful. And yes, the scenery was beautiful. It really was great. But unfortunately, I got stuck on one of those missions where you were having to kind of like fly through these circles, very similar to goddamn Quidditch in Harry Potter. And I'm bad at that, guys. I'm bad at that. So playing as Spyro, that was quite challenging for me as well. So yeah, I got stuck, and unfortunately, because I didn't really have too much time, I tried and tried for a few days, and then boom, put it down and forgot about it because I just didn't really have the time. And next time I wanted to go back and play some games, Spyro just wasn't on my mind, unfortunately. So I do want to go back and try that trilogy, absolutely. And again, I had some very fond memories of, again, playing around my friends' houses, again, maybe for a play date or whatever, and we might spend, I don't know, maybe half an hour just having a bit of a mess around on the game, yes. So that was always quite fun for me. And also, as well, guys, I'm a massive Crash fan, as you know, guys, I'm a massive Crash fan. And as I was growing up, every time I saw maybe like a Crash advertisement or reading through some gaming magazines, because yes, I would be reading through gaming magazines at a very young age. My dad would pick some up and stuff like that. Where there was Crash, there was always a Spyro. Where there was a Crash, there was always a Spyro. And I never really got the connection. I had no idea. But I was like, what is this dragon? I'd always be very curious about this dragon, actually. And my dad didn't really cotton on to it, I don't think. He didn't realise that I wanted to maybe try this game, or he may not even realise Spyro was a thing either. So yeah, Spyro's always been in my mind. He's always been very visible in my mind, very similar to the Tomb Raider collection that I did yesterday, actually. Growing up, very, very in my head, very visible as a gamer, but never really actually played successfully the games. And I would like to know in the comments down below, is that something that you've experienced? Like, yeah, you know of a certain character, you know that the games are so fun and so cool, you've read upon them, you've drawn them, but never actually have got round to playing the games. So yeah, I would love to know that, or is that just me? See, I can't really comment on the gameplay as such. All I can say is, yes, from the time that I spent with Spyro, it's a really fun, funny action platform game with fun collectibles to collect, funny NPCs, talking to different dragons, very, very Disney Works. Is it Disney Works? DreamWorks? Oh my god.
DreamWorks, DreamWorks, oh my god.
That kind of style. And being a Crash fan, then yes, this absolutely is right up my street. Yeah. So, I can't wait to actually collect all of the Spyros and give them a go. Yeah, absolutely. But again, just a quick one. I have actually dabbled with this on my recent PlayStation 2. I say recent, ever since I plugged it into my TV back in the retro room. TikTok and OG subscribers will know. And I did just have a little, mess around with it. And what I had noticed, this specific game is very buggy. And also, I've had some comments on TikTok to say, yes, this game on PlayStation 2 is buggy. To the point where, you'll be making some good progress, but unfortunately, the game will just freeze, and then you're going to have to restart that game, and then it's likely that it didn't save. And yes, I did experience it with this. So I assume maybe this specific copy on the PlayStation 2 isn't the best way to play this game, or it just simply is stuck on the PlayStation 2 and it's not a very good way to play it at all. So yeah, that is really unfortunate. So whether or not I'll be able to play this specific game to completion, I don't know, because that could be just a general fault with the game. It just is really buggy and it'll just drive me up the wall because I'll get so far and it won't save and it'll crash. So yeah, that is just a something that I would put out there, and that's just not me. That are some other people, quite good sources. I know, for example, Hebby, who is a great fan of the channel and a great member of my community, has mentioned that before. So yeah. But anyway, guys, enough of me talking. We are going to take a look at this awesome manual. Yes, and here we go. We will give it the old flick through and just stop on some awesome character models that we might see in this beautiful manual here. So again, guys, come on, we will take a quick sip of coffee. Come on, guys, you know how it works here. And I'll tell you what, guys, beautiful manual. And again, basically brand new. Look at that. Again, no kind of indentations of fingerprints there. It is pretty much just a clean old slip, baby. So yeah, here we go. Right then, so flicking this through, and yes, guys, it is in full color. So already it is an A grade in my opinion. And wow, already, look, guys, we're greeted with the basic UI of the controller, but also an awesome Spyro there, giving it large with some fire coming out now. How spectacular is that? And again, I will say it, guys, I know I have got some artists that watch this channel, absolutely. And if there is anything that you see that I'm holding up, please just feel free to pause the video, take it all in, screenshot it as well, and then you never know, that it might inspire your next gaming art piece. Absolutely. So again, I guess we've just got some basic controls there, but even with the basic controls, we've got some lovely subtle little character models there, which is great. And again, something that the developer didn't have to do, but they did. So really nice. I love that there. Really cool. And again, just flicking through. Oh, wow. Come on. Yes. Look at this. So just look at those lovely screenshots there. How great. And of course, the gems that you can pick up. Absolutely brilliant there. Oh, wow. With a gem pot. Would you smash those pots to get the gems? I'm not 100% sure there. And we've got some little dragonflies flying around there. How cool is that? They're really great. Look at him. Yeah, and then look at those awesome screenshots there. Full color, really nice. Look at Spyro just eyeing up that castle there. How beautiful. And what have we got there? Ooh, what is that? Gosh, that is quite hard to see. Not too, I think it's just Spyro just maybe talking to a dragonfly. Like I said, some of the screenshots are a little bit distorted, which is a shame. I am a little bit upset by that because, they've gone out of the way to create it nice and full color, but maybe they could have paid a little bit more attention to what screenshots they were using. I think they were a little bit flippant with what they were using there. But yeah, here we go. Wow. Oh, look at all these. And again, we've got bios, guys. We've got bios for each character, so that's really cool. This is definitely a manual that I'll have to take note of, because I am going to be doing a bit of a series of reading some of the manuals there, maybe some of the stories, and maybe some of the character bios that are prevalent in some of these awesome PlayStation 2 manuals. So yeah, and the Nintendo Wii were really good at that as well. So that's really cool there. Look at these character models. I think they're absolutely spectacular. There's that the iconic dragonflies, and it Sparks. Yeah, is that the there he is. Yeah, money bags. Yeah, I guess you'll have to trade some money in or whatever, gems and stuff like that. So yeah, really cool. I love how they've done that there. And a little bit of flying and challenges that you would see there. So some nice screenshots there, again in full color. And guys, yes, please screenshot away if there's anything that you see that may help. Oh wow, okay, yes, now this hits hard. Wow, just look at these great little screenshots here of the character models. Wow. Yeah, look at every single Spyro there. Just top notch, isn't it? Wow, look at this. So again, just some basic mechanics I can see. Yep. So we've got Spyro's moves. Of course, a blast of fire there, which is really cool. We've got gliding, absolutely. So you'd be gliding around. I love how they have used a lovely little character model to represent every single move. I think that is absolutely spot on. Well done. So we've got a bit of a hover there. Yes, there is Spyro hovering, which is really cool. Yes, we've got some deflecting abilities as well. So we can cover his wings over his head and deflect any, I would say, sparks or bullets or whatever that's coming out, fire. So that's really cool. We've got a charge attack, yes. So I believe I remember, if I remember correctly, charging into heavier chests and stuff like that. So you can only apply it, yeah, to unlock the chest if you've done that mechanic. So that's really cool. So yeah, some really, really great stuff here. And again, they could have just put that all in just some sort of text box and that's it. No character models, no nothing, but they really have gone to town with that. So that's really cool. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And again, just look, some really nice screenshots there. Again, just basic UI, I would say. But again, they have put something there to just guide the gamer, which is great. And again, just a little something you can have by your side as you play the game. Spot on. Really lovely. Oh, yes. Wow. Okay. Is that, oh, yeah. Okay. Again, some UI with the sounds and stuff. You can increase the sound. And I guessed a little bit more information on how to make the game look a little bit better on your TV, which is great. So, yeah, really, really awesome. It really does go to town here. Wow, just a beautiful, beautiful thing here. Really great. And again, just basic credits. Again, shout out to all the developers and the artists in this game. They have put together a really wonderful manual. Fantastic. And then, of course, yeah, just coming to the end there. And oh, okay, so yeah, here we go. I love looking at the advertisements as well. Universal, hey, there we go. Got your family holidays going. I like that. I guess yeah, it is a Universal studio, isn't it? Universal Interactive. So I guess that's why they are showing that there. And I have just spotted on the back here. Yes, look, there you go. You have got Crash Wharf of Cortex. Funny how they are showing the Platinum Edition there. That's quite funny. But yes, I have always noticed these two always go hand in hand. Every time I see a Spyro, look, boom, okay, you got a Crash. Every time I see a Crash, there'll be an advertisement for Spyro. So yeah, that is kind of where I would always see the two and make that connection. And I just kind of, yeah, went down the Crash route where others may have just gone down the Spyro route. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts and feelings on that. Absolutely. Oh, what a game. Love that. Love that. But yes, okay. So yeah, we will pop this back in here. Lovely, jubbly. Oh gosh, 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 gosh. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of had really already touched on my nostalgia with this game as we were going through some of the gameplay by the disc there. as a child, yeah, never really played it that much. It was just at play dates with friends, and I love those kind of days as well. You know, they were great. That's kind of what introduced me to different games and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be sat here today actually interested in something like this if I hadn't just played it for 5 minutes around a friend's house. So yeah, absolutely, I treasure those memories like forever. I love them. But again, it's quite strange because actually, yes, my nostalgic memory is actually more of a recent one. I was probably, yes, 22, 23, playing this game as the remastered version on the PlayStation 4 at the time. I'm 30 next year, so again, you know, it's yeah, I can actually say that is a nostalgic memory for me now at the age of yeah, 22. That's still a nostalgic memory for me, absolutely. But yeah, and I had a fantastic time playing on that game as I was going through that quite tough period of my life. Yeah, so that was an escapism, but unfortunately, I didn't really take Spyro any further. So again, I would love to go back and deep dive into Spyro now that I've got this beautiful, pristine, and clean, and not a platinum edition here. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, just thought I would share that little bit of nostalgia for you there. And I'm excited to get going with the Spyro series. And of course, I would like to collect every single one that has been put onto PlayStation 2. Well, then, guys, that is it. That is my complete unboxed experience of Spyro the Dragon, Enter the Dragonfly. So that's really cool. And again, I just want to say a massive shout out to all the wonderful people that have been leaving comments on my YouTube videos. Honestly, they mean the world, and obviously definitely stay tuned to the end because you never know, you might bag yourself comment of the day. But also a little thing I would like to start adding, if for example there's a video that doesn't really get any comments or whatever, and that's absolutely fine. I understand, I'm still a growing and very much a new YouTuber. Gosh, with only 350 subscribers, so yeah, I don't expect the comments to be flying off anywhere. But what I would like to do, and I will ask some of my people in my community, is that maybe I could share a picture of some of their art that they have drawn at the end if I don't get any comments, or I could do a bit of a mix. But over on my Discord, I have seen some fantastic and beautiful drawings from Shadow and Jamie, etc., and of course Dave and Tea Break, just to name a few. So I might actually suggest I could put some pictures on the end of these videos as well, but of course let me know and I will have to get your permission. But right then, guys, that is me. That is the Artsy Gamer. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Over and out.